Roman, here it is, the world debut of the next generation Ford Ranger.
You know, it looks like the Maverick went to the gym.
It bulked up a little?
Yeah, did a few squats, did some curls, and that's what you got. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is not the American Ranger.
No.
This is the World Ranger, basically the one that the rest of the world gets. We are special, Andre, here in America, because
Yes.
we get a different Ranger, and it's not that one.
Yes, it's not that one. And in this video, we're gonna tell you everything we know. A lot of these images and information come from actually the Australian market. This World Ranger, and they're saying it's a global design, although the American version may have slightly different bumpers and some details. We know a lot about this, including the interior technology, even some powertrains that are coming to overseas.
Yeah, it's not like the American Ranger is going to be that much different from this. So, Andre, you wrote up the story.
Yes.
You spent a lot of time digging deeply into what Ford has built, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, so this is the lineup, and once again, remember, this is for Australian and other markets, not US, but obviously they're going to have a full range of vehicles, starting with the XL. There's also going to be something they call XLS, I believe, and then Sport, Wild Track, and XLT. So it's a full range of trucks. Which do you think looks the best?
I mean, yeah, they all. Okay, show them the Maverick. You have a picture of the Maverick.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, they look like, a Maverick.
So yeah, the C-clamp lights and kind of the front grille element that goes all the way across.
I noticed you covered up your Mazda badge, Andre, with the Ford badge.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to something else. So it's a new design, but overall the dimensions are about the same as the current gen Ranger. But here's what they did, Roman. They actually extended the wheelbase about 2 inches, and they said they pushed the front wheels further forward. And they also made the entire truck about 2 inches wider in the track and kind of the body. And do you know what the rumor is, why they did that?
Because they're going to import the Maverick to the rest of the world?
No.
Okay.
No, the rumor is that, well, actually, this part is not a rumor, but Ford is working with Volkswagen. The next generation Amarok is going to be on the same chassis. So the rumor is that the VW had their own requirements, and they wanted to put a V6 in here. So they made it a little bit wider to fit a bigger, slightly bigger engine in there potentially, and also made it a little bit longer on the wheelbase to improve some of the approach angles.
So are you saying that means that the next generation Amarok will come to America?
It's possible.
Wouldn't that be cool, huh?
It's possible, yes.
Yeah.
So here's the interior, dude. We gotta look at the interior because this is a rendering of what a left-hand drive interior would look like, obviously in Australia and some other markets.
So in Australia, they drive without seat backs.
No.
No. How do you guys manage that? That's a really unique.
Well, they also have no B-pillar, apparently. But
I don't think that's coming to America.
so this is an all-new interior, dude. And obviously, so they redesigned all the surfaces, especially the dashboard, and they put, let me show you the interior before we move on. They put a gigantic 12-inch vertical screen in there.
It looks like a Ram.
It does. It's exactly the same size as Ram. So, but this is a mid-size truck, and they're the first right now to get to jam pack a big screen in there.
And they also wear virtual sunglasses in Australia.
Ooh. Once again, this is the rendering. This is from the design.
Oh my!
Do you like this knob?
It looks just like the one out of the Bronco.
Yeah, exactly,
Yep.
dude. So this is also a rendering, but there are other images of this that I've seen. This actually tells us a lot because 4Auto is going to be available, which is basically automatic all-wheel drive mode for the 4-wheel drive system. There's drive modes, 2 high, 4 low, and look at this little trailer with an arrow.
Yeah, and then tow haul mode up here.
Yeah, and the tow haul mode, maybe backup mode.
Maybe backup mode, yeah.
So Ford, of course, has had this in the F-150 in the United States, and it looks like this technology for assisting you with backing up a trailer is coming to the Ranger.
And I gotta say, that's the one technology that I have never seen used in real life, Andre.
It's a demo.
We saw it first in the Land Rover. Remember we did it like at the other show like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
And yet I have never actually seen anybody in the real world use the new backup assist. Everybody, especially guys like us, like to be very proud of the fact that we know that it's counter steer and it's it's something that proves that we can drive a truck. So while the manufacturers are certainly, eager to help us tow and back up, none of it is getting used very often.
Well, but we've learned before the technology was available, right? So anyway, so here's another look. So a couple more things. Sync 4 is going to be available on this new Ranger for global markets. Several screens. There's going to be a 10-inch screen, 12-inch screen, e-shifter. They're calling it the e-shifter because now it's just fully electronic. And also this truck will come with park assist. You know how some Fords F-150s are able to like parallel park and perpendicular park, so the Ranger will be able to do that as well.
Another feature I've never seen used in the real world.
I've demonstrated it though.
We've used it a lot in video.
Also over-the-air updates. So all that technology is coming into this Ranger.
Do we have pricing for the rest of the world?
No, we do not. And we do not have like some payload numbers, some towing numbers. Ford did not disclose a lot of it, but what we do know, we need to talk about
the Wild Track?
The Wild Track and also the powertrains, which is kind of an interesting story. So let's finish up with the interior. Here's another look of the gauge cluster. There's also going to be kind of a wider digital cluster here.
Once again, it looks very Bronco-like.
Bronco-esque.
Yeah.
But you know how on the Bronco, like the RPM is like a bar that grows? I don't like that.
No, nobody likes that.
I like the dial that goes up and down.
Nobody wants to see a vertical RPM gauge.
360-degree cameras. All that tech is coming to premium models.
There's a lot to be said for like, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Yes. Well, they're throwing the kitchen sink at this one.
Yeah. But keep in mind, guys, I mean, they don't get the F-150, they don't get the Super Duty, and they don't get the Maverick. So if you're a Ford customer, this is your truck.
In Australia, specifically. Yeah, absolutely. Here's another look at the shifter. Oh, look what they borrowed from the F-150. Now you can clamp your wood to the back of the tailgate.
Clampy.
You got clamps. Because they made the truck wider, they're saying you can put a full pallet now between the wheel wells. And I'm also assuming they didn't say how many, what the centimeters or inches are.
They don't use 2x4s in Australia, 2-inch by 4-inch, do they?
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that the 1x4?
It's not it's an American thing, a 2x4.
I know, but what about the 4x8 sheet of plywood? Will that fit?
Isn't it like 10 centimeters by, or something like that? What do you guys use down there?
It's a whole different world.
Apparently they use rechargeable tools though. That seems to have gotten everywhere.
So let's talk about engines really quick. This is one of the XLT or an XLS version of the truck. So they're saying in Australia there's going to be 3 diesels, not 1 but 3.
Okay.
Only diesels, which is odd. But I guess Australian
no hybrids.
No hybrid, no gas engines available in Australia. There's going to be a single turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel. There's a twin turbo diesel 2-liter, and then there's a V6 3-liter. Remember that engine, 3-liter V6 diesel? That was in the F-150 and Land Rover SUVs. It's coming back to the Ranger, which is odd.
Now you're saying the American version we think is going to get like a cut line right there, right? So you can actually change out the bumper and probably not going to have a plastic bumper.
Exactly. So we're anticipating a slightly different look for the American Ranger.
And when is this hitting the Sydney market?
It's hitting the market. They said they're going to start production in 2022, but didn't say exactly what month. And they said it's going to be produced in Thailand and South Africa for the world markets. And of course, it's going to be produced in Michigan for our version of it that's coming later next year. But because it's wider, what do you think the Ranger Raptor will have under its hood? This is just speculation at this point.
Now we're speculating, yeah. I would hope it would have some kind of a hybrid powertrain, but I don't know. I have no clue. 2.7 twin turbo. That one?
The Bronco motor.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
Yeah.
That could be really, really cool. But they talked about future-proofing it.
Right.
That was in the press release. So future-proofing it, they said for other powertrains.
Look, with
I don't know.
With Rivian, with GMC, and with the Lightning, I'd be very surprised if they didn't put a battery pack in the Ranger, because unless they do that, they're future killing it.
Not future-proofing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we don't know exactly what electrification will be available. By the way, the Australian version will have leaves in the back, independent front suspension, of course. They moved the shocks a little bit more outward.
Not coil springs, huh?
Exactly,
Wow.
which is a surprise because Toyota is rumored to switch to coils. Of course, the Gladiator has coils right now. And also, I was going to talk about tires. And
What about tires? What kind does it have?
well,
One of
so
those.
a lot of them, well, these
Yeah.
are Bridgestone dealers.
Okay.
They're also going to have Goodyear Territory tires, which are available in the US as well. And here's an XL version. This is right up my alley. Of course, Australian models always have.
Do you guys call that a headache rack, or do you call it something else in Australia? What do you
Yeah,
call it?
let
there?
us know.
Yeah. Mate, it's a Barbie rack. That horrible Aussie accent.
But look, they have like yaks or big cattle over there.
Yeah. They look yucky to me.
Yucky. So another interesting thing, Roman. Do you see this?
Yeah.
It's a little brake light that's built into the tailgate handle. So this is the first time that kind of design was on a Ford pickup truck, as far as I know.
That's a refrigerator.
Oh, and the blanket.
Yeah, it's a camping. It's like an overlanding set, and look at the cover. It looks like a rolling cover.
Yeah, it looks really low profile.
Like it
Yeah.
rolls into the back, which is a big thing now.
And also, Ford said in Australia they're partnering with ARB.
Okay.
They're gonna have 600 accessories. I don't even know how you can count 600 accessories.
Lug nuts?
Painted lug nuts.
Different lug nuts? I don't know. How do you get to 600?
So there you have it, Roman. So the Raptor wasn't shown yet.
Okay.
So that's probably still coming. We don't know what gas engines will be available for the US, but I think it might be similar to the Bronco because it kind of
So
makes
when do we
sense.
expect our version to be unveiled?
Like later next year.
Okay, and then
So, yeah.
if somebody wants to see a video of it,
Yes.
actually hands-on video, you've got a friend in Australia, right?
Yeah, this is Paul.
Okay,
So
hey Paul, thanks for.
Hey Paul, so this is Paul from carexpert.com.au, Australian site. He did a full walk around of the new Ranger. I like his videos, so there you go.
I like how he's hedging his bet there, 2022, 2023. Which one is it, Paul?
Well, maybe a little transition between them. So
Anyway, I think, all joking aside, we are going to have next year the year of the mid-size truck, right? The first one entered, of course, was the new Frontier, but now we got a Tacoma coming,
yeah, redesigned.
redesigned.
Yeah.
We got a Ranger coming. We got a Colorado coming,
And GMC Canyon brother
and the Rivian, of course,
Yeah.
may be coming.
still being delayed.
They just delayed it again.
Yeah.
So check out TFL Truck or go to TFL-studios.com where we have all of this in one place, and you can make it a little app on your phone so that if you want to stay up to date on all the TFL stuff, including everything that Andre's up to, TFL-studios.com. Anything else, Andre?
There you have it. I think we hit the most important points on
I like
the new
it.
Ranger.
I like it. It's good. It's clean. It's it's a little bit more modern.
And a little more macho, I think.
Yeah. It looks very very modern, and it's until now I didn't realize that the rest of the world wasn't as big on the electric truck bandwagon as we are.
Yeah, they're all diesel in Australia.
Yeah, did you see
diesel, and more diesel.
the other news? Did you see GMC's going to start delivering the Hummer EV truck next month? Yeah.
This next month in
December,
December, and they announced their range was 329 miles.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit lower than 350 that they were, originally estimated.
Oh, and last thing, we've got a very special Thanksgiving video coming up on Truck tomorrow, so be sure to come back here tomorrow for, I'm calling it the Truck Trot.
Like a turkey trot?
Yeah, but a truck trot.
Yeah, truck trot.
All right,
I love that.
See you guys next time. Ciao.
Thanks.